Hello everyone, welcome again to the Joshua Madan Show. A big thank you to all the new subscribers, and for those of you who have subscribed recently, this show talks about the 4 C's. We talk about career, cash, consort and children, and covenant leadership. So we've spoken about a couple of topics on career and on finance and also on family. So if you have not watched those videos, I will try and put those links. You can click on it and you can watch. Today, we're going to talk about covenant leadership, and we're going to talk about a fantastic principle. And before I talk about it, I'm going to request you to like, subscribe, and also share to your friends, because if the show becomes bigger, I'm planning to invite more guests to be a part of the show so that we can listen to expert views. And again, if you're wondering, I'm not a leader, I'm not leading anybody. Let me tell you something, that leadership, it's not about leading a team, it's about leading yourself first. So I believe that this principle will really help you. When I was growing up as a kid, one of the advices that my parents gave me, which I still remember, is they said, split your life into 2, first half, second half. The first half of your life, if you work very hard, you can actually enjoy the second half. And don't try and do the vice versa. Don't try and enjoy your first half so that you will suffer the second half. So today I'm talking about a leadership principle called as delayed gratification. What is delayed gratification? It's sacrificing today's pleasure for tomorrow's gain. In this world, it's all about instant gratification. Even if you want to eat something, we want to go for the 2-minute noodles and not wait and eat a good full course meal. Delayed gratification actually talks about sacrificing all the pleasures for today so that tomorrow you can really live well. In 1972, there was a very famous professor in Stanford. His name was Professor Walter Mischel. And he did an experiment where he got together a couple of children and made them sit in a room and gave them all chocolates. And he actually told them that they have 2 choices to make. Number 1, they can actually eat it right there. But if they wait for 15 to 30 minutes without eating the chocolate, they will actually end up getting 2 chocolates instead of 1. What he found out in that experiment was 50% of the children could not resist the temptation of seeing the chocolate, and they just opened the wrapper and started eating them. But the other 50% actually waited for 15 to 30 minutes. They did not eat the chocolate and they actually ended up getting 2. And he later found out that the children who actually waited ended up being very, very successful people in their walks of life. This experiment was later challenged, but then the core principle was that delayed gratification again. Take for example, when you pass out from a college, any stream, really don't end up getting fancy salaries. You need to acquire yourself a skill, start gaining more experience, and once you master the skill, you really do well. Take the medical industry, for example. A person who becomes a medical doctor will have to start studying well. The basics would have to be good right from the kindergarten, that they really would have to study well. But after you finish your MBBS, you actually don't end up getting fancy salaries. So you have to start choosing your specialization, whether you want to get into to become an ortho or an ophthalmologist. But even after you finish your PG, your post-graduation, you really don't get fancy salaries again. The salaries last when I saw was very much less than $1 lakh. But then once you start practicing and you acquire the skill, and after many years, I know doctors who get insane amount of salaries. But even then, I know a lot of doctors, mission doctors, for example, who choose to work in mission fields in remote parts of the country with a lot of experience, 20, 25 years of experience. If they actually end up working in a corporate hospitals, they can actually get great salaries, but they actually choose to work in mission hospitals, sacrificing that salary. That's a different type of delayed gratification. If you ask them, why do you sacrifice so much, they'll probably end up saying that I choose to do this work of helping the poor so that my afterlife, I want to get the reward, from God. That's a different type altogether. let me also tell you a story from the Word where there was, for those of you who don't know, there was a person called Jacob. And Jacob was, was actually the grandson of Abraham. And Jacob actually had a feud, and he had to run away from his home. He went to his uncle's house, and he had to work 7 years to marry, his wife. And then another 7 years because there was a confusion about the wife that he married, that is Rachel, and then Leah, and then another 7 years he had to work for his uncle to get some kind of a reward. At the end, 21 years to actually get some kind of a reward, and the Word says that he ended up actually becoming one of the richest men there. Delayed gratification again. So today, I hope you would understand and you would practice this principle that if you sacrifice for today, you can actually end up getting a reward in all walks of your life. If you are a student, study well today so that you can become better off tomorrow. If you're struggling in your finances, don't take a loan. Try and live within a budget so that you can live a debt-free life in the future, or any walk, any stream. Practice this principle, and I'm sure it will help you in your life. So you just watched the Joshua Madan show. Thank you again for your time. I'll meet you again next week. Until we meet again, have a great week ahead, and God bless you all. Thank you.